This day is all about how rap lyrics can get you ultimately royally screwed, and Instagram is not the place for gangsters, thugs, and gangbangers at war. Beezy enters the courtroom with spouse, two family members, and security guard. He takes a seat behind attorneys. He enters the courtroom with same, calm demeanor as Thursday. Mo 3's mother isn't present in the gallery yet, but 3's family members are in the prosecution's side of the gallery. Judge Chica begins day 2 of pretrial hearing. The prosecution begins with Detective Eric Barnes on the stand to resume testimony. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy's song Hitters is the first time he heard him rapping about putting money on somebody's head out of Yella Beezy catalog. Eric Barnes connects Yella Beezy's Hitters to have been released right after Mo 3 Broke Nights, where Mo 3 is rapping about hearing rumors of someone putting money on his head. Barnes testified that Hitters was released after the Cam Capone interview with Mo 3. The prosecution plays the 2.2 mark of Yella Beezy's Hitters. Barnes testified that the lyrics in the song matched the investigation. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy has people that will commit murder for him for money. Yella Beezy takes a look at the gallery as Detective Barnes describes a UPS CEO never being the one to deliver a package. Barnes testified about the July 2019 Unruly Citizens concert flyer in Frisco, Texas with Yella Beezy and Mo 3 on it. Barnes testified that he and Detective Jabari Howard coordinated with the concert staff about the unsafety of citizens attending the concert. Barnes testified that Mo 3 was removed from the concert. Mo 3 was arrested the day of the concert while trying to enter the venue in Frisco, Texas, by Frisco law enforcement. Barnes and the prosecution entered into evidence the Instagram footage of response from Mo 3 and Yella Beezy about the Mo 3 arrest in Frisco, Texas. The prosecution entered into evidence Yella Beezy's interview with All Star Magazine. Barnes testified about the magnitude that Yella Beezy and Mo 3's feud had with the general public. The prosecution plays the social media footage of Mo 3 being arrested in Frisco, Texas, with Detective Eric Barnes testifying that it is Mo 3 being arrested.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, what's your first name, sir?
Melvin Noble.
Nobos?
N-O-B-L-E.
O-E-O-L-E.
N-O-B-L-E.
No S? No S.
Let go of your hands, dude.
Your first name is, how do you
Let
spell
go of
your
your
first
hands. Let go of your hands. He's got something in that.
Okay, what's your birthday?
Yeah, his ring's gonna fall
Hey,
out.
what's your birthday? No.
May 31st.
May 31st?
1992.
That's your real birthday?
We're both locked now.
They are now? Okay. Hot. Hey, come right over here. Just lean up against this for me. Here,
Hey,
turn
tell
this
him
way.
I'm on the show, bro. I ain't did nothing. I'm on the show.
Just stay right
I
there.
ain't did
You're
nothing.
not in the show, dude.
Huh?
You're not in the show.
When? Since when?
You got canceled.
When? I ain't know that, sir.
Okay.
I wouldn't even care if I knew I got 2 shows. Alright, 214. 606. 0237.
Everybody get this stuff out.
Yella Beezy, wearing glasses, looks at footage of Mo 3 being arrested and Mo 3 showing his citation for trespassing while taunting Yella Beezy.
Going in the show if he in the building. I ain't gonna do the show if he still here. I told y'all it was a problem. My son feared for his safety. Y'all need to get him out of here. Okay, we're gonna hit him with trespassing. Okay, we're gonna hit him with trespassing. Sir, you have a warrant, sir. You're not supposed to be here. What? Well, I got a warrant. Oh, now I'm trespassing. Which one is it? Which one is it? I just can't do my show. Sir, you're not on the show. Since when? Since when I ain't on the show? Since when I ain't on the show? My name on the flyer. Oh, they took all the flyers down out their page. So now people saying he was never on the show. Oh, yeah, you know I'm coming, right? Y'all tune in, man. Yeah, I'm back, man. Yeah, I know. I'm back, man. These promoters, y'all ain't gonna clear this shit up, fool. Y'all got me looking crazy. Didn't I tell you I don't have me looking?
Barnes testified the footage is connected because Yella Beezy didn't want Mo 3 at the Unruly Citizens concert. Wow.
Y'all ready? So, this is what happened.
I had a show in Kansas City. On my way to Kansas City, I was on the phone. Who I was on the phone with? I was on the phone with unruly citizens. That's who, the concert at the Ford Center. Cool, put 3 on the show. What y'all doing right now? Shit, we on the road right now. I got a show tonight. I'm in Kansas City right now, matter of fact, as we speaking. Okay, boom. You got a couple members of Unruly. It's like a group of them. At first, you had 3 of them saying, okay, cool, it's good for the show. And then you got this one saying, like saying he rapping, like, man, whatchamacallit, man, I don't know if that's a good idea, man. Whatchamacallit is calling us saying they don't want to be on the show with them and whoop and all this, and we don't want to, we done already paid them and stuff, and we're just now adding you on. They just added me on. They did. I'm already doing shows. Y'all added me on. Whatchamacallit doesn't, he's calling us, him and his management, they're calling us like, why y'all putting 3 on the show? What's up? So I'm like, damn, what's up? I'm like, this for everybody who said I went on the show. I want y'all to apologize to me. Damn. I say, bro, what's the problem? Man, do you got beef with such and such? And I don't got no beef with no rapper. I don't know nothing about that. I had it. Sir, what you talking about? Man, he said that y'all got a problem. He said that. Let me talk to him. Put him on the phone. Nah, we can't do that. Man, just put us on the phone, man. This business. I ain't got no rap beef. Let me tell y'all something. We was at Frisco at the Ford Center. I'm not a racist, you know what I'm saying? But this establishment and, this place of business, it's suburban, it's white people. And who don't play with white people? Especially ones that look at me with tattoos and a gun on his chain. I don't play with white people like that. I told the promoter, I'm good. I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? Book me, I'm going to do my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go in there. I don't know nothing about no rap beef. He was like, man, 3, you for real? I'm like, bro, I'm for real. On my kids. Now, did y'all really think I just popped up out of somewhere? I was promoted on the radio, billboard ads. Future even posted me. Future page, when he promoted the show. See, they took me off.
Yella Beezy watching black and white footage from another social media account of himself in 2019 explaining artists not showing contracts for concert they claim to be put on and wanting to ride his wave by pulling publicity stunts.
So y'all trying to play these stupid kumbaya game, making fake flyers, trying to get people to think that we cool and shit on this end. Ain't now nigga on the same mother as me at all. You know what I'm saying? If you niggas really booked on a motherfucker, show your contracts. Everybody gotta have contracts when you getting paid for a show, or is you niggas doing free shows. If you was to walk out of the building, everybody know when you an artist, you walk through the back of the building, you walk through the front of it if you own the show. Man, come on, man, you niggas play, nigga. Ain't nobody want even around the motherfucker venue when you niggas try to pull up. Out of all the mother shows we've been doing in Dallas, we do shows all across Dallas, Fort Worth, all this. Why would you go to the one that's in Frisco when you know they gonna have a whole bunch of police? For you niggas can be safe. For you niggas can be safe. For you niggas can be safe. You niggas know what the flow, man. Stop playing, man. You niggas playing that game. Niggas, man, hey, man. Y'all already know that was the best thing that could have happened.
Barnes testified that neither Yella Beezy nor Mo3 mention each other's names in any other social media footage. Barnes testified he knows Yella Beezy and Mo3 were talking about each other in the social media footage because he was at the concert. Barnes testified that the next event that was connected to Yella Beezy and Mo3 feud was a Yella Beezy Vlad TV interview. Detective Barnes testified that parts of the Yella Beezy Vlad TV interview was not pertinent to the investigation. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy's Vlad TV comment, "I gotta get my lick back," is connected with his investigation showing motive.
To each his own him, but buddy, what how he live his life. But me, I don't let shit make it like that. I ain't now, nigga. You not finna come and try to say I'm the nigga that shot you and think you finna walk away. I'm gonna get my lick back. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no walking away. Shit, we 2 different niggas. I ain't fuck that. Nah, ain't no shaking my hand. That's too far gone. Once guns get involved, see, if you would have shot at me, I can get past that because you ain't hit me. Or if I shot at you, I can get past. Like when it's gun, like when niggas actually getting hit from this shit, ain't none of that. You can stay where you at. Like make sure we don't cross paths. It is what it is. But far as me seeing or me knowing a nigga, nah, ain't nothing like that going on.
Detective Barnes testified that Yella Beezy saying he doesn't know Mo3 was a diss. Nielsen reaches from the gallery to speak to Yella Beezy and co-counsel after being mentioned by Barnes testifying that Nielsen's Thursday testimony about rappers acting didn't correlate to this because Mo3 and Yella Beezy acting like they don't know each other were disses towards each other. Testified that Rainwater, Mo3's manager, sued Yella Beezy in 2020 for assault at V Live and won. Barnes testified he identified Yella Beezy in the social media footage from V Live yelling, "I beat him up," from a Denali.
For real.
That's what you do back on the internet, bumping ass shit.
Oh, okay, internet.
Running, ran for one. I beat him up. Push ass. Hey, come on, come on. Hey, you can't do that.
Delete that.
I didn't question it. I didn't question it. Hey, what he said to me? He said, hey,
I know. You got too much teeth.
I'm beat him.
I'm leaving, yo. Don't leave, bro.
Yella Beezy can be seen talking to co-counsel while Detective Barnes testified. Barnes testified that Mo3 saying whatchamacallit is a new slang term to him in correlation to Nielsen's testimony about words having different meanings. Barnes testified that Rainwater lawsuit against Yella Beezy had to be moved to virtual due to multiple fights outside the courtroom, leading to jury favoring Rainwater in the civil suit. Barnes testified that the lawsuit proved that the feud between Yella Beezy and Mo3 was still alive. Barnes testified that the song Keep It in the Streets has been relevant to the investigation surrounding people being assaulted and people being uncooperative. The prosecution plays the part of the song with Yella Beezy rapping about not running the police. Yella Beezy's security guard proceeds to rap the lyrics to Keep It in the Streets. While the music video plays on the screen, Yella Beezy's head remains down while the song plays throughout the courtroom. Barnes testified the beginning lyrics, second verse, and chorus to Keep It in the Streets are connected to the investigation as people were dying. My youngest niggas deleting niggas. Detective Barnes cites as reference that Yella Beezy has people that are willing to murder for money. Barnes testified that Dallas rapper Trap Boy Freddy is mentioned by Yella Beezy in Keep It in the Streets song as Lil Freddy. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy released a joint album, My Brother's Keeper, which includes a song called On Your Head. Detective Barnes testified that Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy rap about putting money on people's heads. God. A female member of Mo3's family switches from the prosecution side of the gallery to defense side of the gallery. She says, "Is this a concert? Why are they playing all these songs?" As the prosecution proceeds to play On Your Head. Yella Beezy has yet to lift his head up as he reviews legal documents and speaks to co-counsel. Barnes testified that Mo3 had a tattoo of the Notre Dame mascot, which in street representation of North Dallas, or North Dallas, where Mo3 is from. Barnes testified that Dallas rappers have to be from a neighborhood to become famous because people will fact check where they are from. But isn't Mo3's, M over everything? But okay. Barnes testified that Dr. Nielsen's comparison of Dallas rap to WWE was untrue as everyone in the case has been shot. Barnes testified that his is real life. Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy's lyrics On Your Head, which he raps, has people in North Dallas, explains how dangerous this feud was There are people out there who will do something to someone for $50,000, per Detective Barnes. Barnes testified about the song Harder Than Yours by Jose Bodega, where he identified Bodega and a photo of him in Oak Cliff in front of a trap house. Barnes testified that the trap house belongs to Jerry Johnson, also known as Maserati. Barnes identified Bruce Tucker, also known as Florida. Barnes identified Devin Brown as co-defendant of Yella Beezy in the case. Barnes identified that Devin Brown also owns a trap house in Oak Cliff. They know y'all trap houses, bro. This is a whole level of different, man. Hearing resumes with Judge Chica presiding. The prosecution continues the examination of Barnes. Barnes identified Trap Boy Freddy in footage on the access road 2 miles from where Mo 3 was unalived. Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy was mocking Mo 3 in the footage due to his remarks.
Man, whoever got the freeway blocked off need to get y'all together, dog. God, Nick can't even get on the fucking freeway. Man, Law got the freeway blocked off all the way on Polk, dog. The fuck they got going? I got the young boy with me too, nigga. Yeah. Slack. What's happening? Yeah. I got my brother's I'll be covered in. We just around. Finna pop some bottles, bitch. It's bottle popping time. House party time. Butt naked time.
Eric Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy met with Yella Beezy the day after Mo 3 was unalived on the freeway. He's celebrating Detective Barnes about Trap Boy Freddy's in-car footage. Barnes identified another Cool Money Entertainment member, DeAndre Junkin. Barnes testified that slime somebody out means unaliving someone. Barnes testified that Mo 3 and Trap Boy Freddy were friends before the feud while reading a tweet from Trap Boy Freddy, R.I.P. my old friend. Barnes addressed Judge Chica on the seriousness of the footage of Trap Boy Freddy that is going unseen. Toby Shook's objection. Chica sustained. Eric Barnes testified that Yella Beezy was not in Texas during Mo 3's unaliving. It is my belief this gives him an alibi, says Barnes. Barnes testified that a social media clip of Yella Beezy barely saying anything but smiling was a form of mockery of Mo 3's murder. Barnes testified that 20 cell phones were seized and searched by the FBI with the prosecution. An extraction was from one of Jerry Johnson's phones. Barnes testified that Jerry Johnson and Yella Beezy had been friends for over a decade, with Yella Beezy saved in Johnson's phone as the Yella Man. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy texted the song Take 3 to Jerry Johnson's phone on the day Mo 3 was murdered. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy recorded a freestyle that is Take 3 to a Nipsey Hussle beat.
If I say that, I got a price tag on a nigga head. I swear to God, they gon' get him.
The prosecution plays Take 3 freestyle. Yella Beezy was seen watching the song's lyrics on the courtroom screen. A security guard is reciting the song in the gallery. Man, the security guard is hell. Yella Beezy co-counsel, note as Take 3 concludes. Barnes testified that he believes that Take 3 is a direct diss to Mo 3, who has been deleted. Barnes testified that Take 3 was recorded in California on the same day Mo 3 was deleted. Holy shit. And the song mimics the Mo 3 219 song. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent an email to producer Bud Beats in Eardrum Studio with an audio attachment on November 29, 2020, according to cell phone records and Gmail data. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent a message to Jerry Johnson with the song Gassed Up on the same beat he sent to Eardrum Studios. LOL. Boy, you bad as hell, Johnson replied to Yella Beezy's message. Let's go right here. The prosecution proceeded to play Gassed Up, no lyrics on just the beat by itself. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent the unreleased Gassed Up song to Jerry Johnson, which has never been heard by anyone outside this text. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy didn't release Take 3 and Gassed Up because it would draw police attention. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy's Gassed Up is not a finished song. Barnes identified Yella Beezy and Jose Bodega in a still photo. Jerry Johnson, also known as Maserati, is identified in a second photo. Barnes identified Yella Beezy and Kawan White from footage taken from Kawan White's cell phone. Whoo, shit. Barnes testified he didn't know of any visible ties between Kawan White and Yella Beezy before the investigation. Barnes identified Flooded Gang Cartel, FGC, and a t-shirt worn by Kawan White. Barnes testified that Kawan White, wearing the shirt he was arrested in for deleted Mo 3, was removed from the final cut of the music video featuring Yella Beezy. It showed the relations between Kawan White and Theodore Thomas, Jose Bodega, and it shows the clothes White was wearing when arrested for the shooting of Mo 3. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy in Mexico, talking to Trap Boy Freddy via Instagram Live a month after Mo 3's deletion. Trap Boy Freddy plays an unreleased song. He looked like somebody who used the bathroom on themselves. Barnes said to describe Yella Beezy's reaction to hearing the unreleased song that would become Laugh Now by Trap Boy Freddy on Instagram Live. Barnes testified that the lyrics in Trap Boy Freddy's Laugh Now described the deletion of Mo 3. Barnes described it as evidence. Barnes testified that the song Shirt was connected to his investigation. Barnes testified about the concept of Trap Boy Freddy's song Hypocrite being in correlation with the deletion of Mo 3. Yella Beezy watches the music video to Trap Boy Freddy's Hypocrite. Judge Chica breaks for lunch. Yella Beezy remains in positive as he smiles and shaking his head while speaking to attorneys and family. The prosecution plays Take 3 freestyle. Yella Beezy was seen watching the song's lyrics on the courtroom screen. The security guard is reciting the song in the gallery. Man, the security guard is hell. Yella Beezy co-counsel, note as Take 3 concludes. Barnes testified that he believes that Take 3 is a direct diss to Mo 3, who has been deleted. Barnes testified that Take 3 was recorded in California on the same day Mo 3 was deleted. Holy shit. And the song mimics the Mo 3 219 song. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent an email to producer Bud Beats in Eardrum Studio with an audio attachment on November 29, 2020, according to cell phone records and Gmail data. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent a message to Jerry Johnson with the song Gassed Up on the same beat he sent to Eardrum Studios. LOL. Boy, you bad as hell, Johnson replied to Yella Beezy's message. Let's go right here. The prosecution proceeded to play Gassed Up. No lyrics on just the beat by itself. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy sent the unreleased Gassed Up song to Jerry Johnson, which has never been heard by anyone outside this text. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy didn't release Take 3 and Gassed Up because it would draw police attention. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy's Gassed Up is not a finished song. Barnes identified Yella Beezy and Jose Bodega in a still photo. Jerry Johnson, also known as Maserati, is identified in a second photo. Barnes identified Yella Beezy and Kawan White from footage taken from Kawan White's cell phone. Whoo, shit. Barnes testified he didn't know of any visible ties between Kawan White and Yella Beezy before the investigation. Barnes identified Flooded Gang Cartel, FGC, and a t-shirt worn by Kawan White. Barnes testified that Kawan White, wearing the shirt he was arrested in for deleted Mo 3, was removed from the final cut of the music video featuring Yella Beezy. It showed the relations between Kawan White and Theodore Thomas, Jose Bodega, and it shows the clothes White was wearing when arrested for the shooting of Mo 3. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy in Mexico, talking to Trap Boy Freddy via Instagram Live a month after Mo 3's deletion. Trap Boy Freddy plays an unreleased song. He looked like somebody who used the bathroom on themselves. Barnes said to describe Yella Beezy's reaction to hearing the unreleased song that would become Laugh Now by Trap Boy Freddy on Instagram Live. Barnes testified that the lyrics in Trap Boy Freddy's Laugh Now described the deletion of Mo 3. Barnes described it as evidence. Barnes testified that the song Shirt was connected to his investigation. Barnes testified about the concept of Trap Boy Freddy's song Hypocrite being in correlation with the deletion of Mode 3. Yella Beezy watches the music video to Trap Boy Freddy's Hypocrite. Judge Chica breaks for lunch. Yella Beezy remains in positive as he smiles and shaking his head while speaking to attorneys and family. Hearing resumes after lunch. Barnes and the prosecution proceed to discuss the 2021 song Shirt by Trap Boy Freddy and its relevance. Mo3 made a reference about putting somebody on a shirt. I believe this is a direct reference to it, Barnes said. Barnes testified that the song celebrates the deletion of Mo3 when asked by the prosecution. The prosecution proceeds to play the song Shirt by Trap Boy Freddy. Yella Beezy's security and an onlooking public defender chuckled and recited the Shirt song Do sample. Barnes testified that the Shirt song referenced the deletion of Mode 3 of the shooting of Trap Boy Freddy's Sprinter van, Mr. Potato Head, is a play on words in reference to Trap Boy Freddy calling Mode 3 Mr. Potato Head. Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy raps about going #1 and not being able to see it, referencing Mode 3 songs outside when #1 after he was deleted. Barnes referenced lyrics including digging someone up and a red hearse in the song Shirt was a connection to the deletion of Mo 3. Barnes testified that Rainwater, Mo 3's manager, was referenced by Trap Boy Freddy on the song while describing the manager, which Detective Barnes testified was a direct correlation to Mo 3's deletion. Barnes testified that Rainwater originally initiated the feud between Trap Boy Freddy, Mo 3, and Yella Beezy. Barnes testified that he did not arrest Yella Beezy for murder on March 2026. Barnes testified that he interviewed Kawan White in connection with the murder investigation in the Yella Beezy. Barnes testified that White told him in an interview that Yella Beezy has been rapping about shooting Mo 3 on YouTube. Barnes testified that he has a witness, grand jury witness, cell phone records, and iCloud records connecting Yella Beezy being involved in the deletion of Mo 3. That's correct. Detective Barnes replies to the asking prosecutor. Toby Shook objects to Detective Barnes' explanation to narrative his 5 investigation into the deletion of Mo 3. Overruled, says Judge Chica. Detective Barnes continues to explain the narrative of the prosecution. Barnes testified that his homicide case is different from any other because he got to live with this case showing up on November 11th. There's no way you can wrap around what you saw as a veteran. This was about embarrassment, Detective Barnes told the prosecution. Prosecution ends direct examination with Barnes. Toby Shook proceeds to cross-examine Detective Barnes. Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy has not been arrested in the case ever when asked by attorney Toby Shook. Barnes testified that street words and rap lyrics are different when decoding conversation while providing his training in the Army and police. Oh, cuz is an Army vet too? Shit. Yeah, that ain't good. Barnes testified that this is the first time he has broke down lyrics line by line before this hearing when asked about his expertise by the defense. Barnes testified that Hitters was the first time Yella Beezy rapped about putting a bounty on someone's head. He testified to the prosecution that this was the first time a bounty was used in Dallas rap before. Barnes testified that he is sure that the word bounty has been used in previous Dallas rap, but hasn't listened to every Dallas rap song. Shook asked about Dallas rapper Big Tuck using the word bounty subject in his 2006 Welcome to Dallas. Barnes testified that he isn't too familiar with the song Welcome to Dallas by Big Tuck, but he has heard it before. The prosecution objects due to relevance. Chica grants the objection. Barnes testified to attorney Shook that Yella Beezy wasn't a local rapper, but a nationwide rapper, no longer living in the old neighborhood in 2018 with a hit song, and major record deal with Hitco Records. Detective Barnes testified that he has a huge problem with Dr. Eric Nelson's testimony describing that rappers are playing a character when asked by Toby Shook. I have a huge problem with that, said Detective Barnes. Detective Barnes testified that he agrees with Toby Shook's question that rappers commonly recycle subjects and rap about being drug lords, shooting people in street life. Barnes testified that Roy Lee's death became a murder case when the comedian passed away after performing at comedy show following being shot, hospitalized, and released. Barnes testified that days before he was shot, he pulled a weapon on two people over money for a comedy show, according to police calls. Barnes testified he was not aware that Roy Lee was accused of kidnapping before being shot. Oh, shit. Barnes testified that the rumors of Yella Beezy deleting Mo3 came from blogs, interviews with The Breakfast Club, in 97.9 The Beat. Barnes testified that he has not seen the video footage of Yella Beezy being shot on the tollway. Barnes testified he has not reviewed the 911 call from Yella Beezy's shooting on the tollway. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy's spouse said that Yella Beezy had an issue with Mo3's manager, Rainwater, not Mo3, while Yella Beezy was awake but hospitalized, and the prosecution shown hospital footage. That was his significant other said. That what his significant other, he must have meant to write that differently, said Barnes when asked if Yella Beezy said he didn't have an issue with Mo3. Instead, Rainwater. Shook identified Deandra Harris as Yella Beezy's girlfriend to Judge Chica when asked who Deandra Harris is. Barnes testified that Sean Griffin is a security guard of Mo3 based on observation in Yella Beezy's hospital interview. The prosecution objects to the scope of Shook's question, citing relevance. Judge Chica denies the objection. Barnes testified he doesn't not have working knowledge with examining evidence in the case outside the courtroom. Barnes testified he believes the song 219 by Mo3 was about Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy getting shot. Barnes testified that rappers are mostly trying to make money. That's correct. Barnes replied to attorney Toby Shook's question. Detective Barnes testified that Trap Boy Freddy did not want to cooperate with authorities when shot in September 2020. Shout out Trap Boy Freddy because Yella Beezy ass would have been singing. Barnes testified he didn't know if Mo3 had shooters or if he shot at all when asked by Toby Shook if Mo3 was a shooter and if he took credit for things he hadn't done. Barnes testified that Kawan White went and rode with Jose Bodega to Yella Beezy's Houston performance. Barnes testified that he does not know the promoters or who his partner, Detective Jabari Howard, talked to about the Unruly Citizens concert. Barnes testified he does not know who created the flyer with Mo3 on it for the Unruly Citizens concert, but knew Mo3 was on the bill when attorney Toby Shook asked about making the flyers. Barnes testified he doesn't know why Mo3 showed up to the Unruly Citizens concert in Frisco, Texas, where he was arrested when Toby Shook asked if Mo3 went to the concert for a publicity stunt. Barnes testified that Yella Beezy never said he shot Roy Lee. He said he was going to get his lick back. Detective Barnes, when asked by attorney Toby Shook if Yella Beezy ever mentioned Mo3 in Vlad TV interview. Judge Chica calls for a recess. Hearing resumes with Judge Chica presiding. Toby Shook continues examination with Detective Barnes. Toby Shook brings up Mo3's Cam Capone interview. Detective Barnes testified he believes what Mo3 was thinking when talking about dying. Toby Shook asked Detective Barnes if he has special powers to know what Mo3 is thinking in Cam Capone's interview when Mo3 talks about thinking about dying. Barnes testified that the Cam Capone news interview was unique because that was the first time Mo3 talked about dying. Shook asked Barnes if he knew that Yella Beezy flew to California on November 4th, 2020, while Detective Barnes testified he thought it was November 10th, 2020, after Detective Barnes said that Yella Beezy's Instagram live in California on the day Mo3 deleted was trying to establish an alibi. Barnes testified that there is no knowledge that Yella Beezy was involved in writing the song Laugh Now by Trap Boy Freddy. Barnes testified that he and prosecution called Trap Boy Freddy a co-conspirator in the case, but Trap Boy Freddy has not ever been arrested throughout the 5-year investigation. There are no statute of limitations in a murder case, Barnes told Toby Shook. Barnes testified that he never said Yella Beezy has shooters, but claimed he believes Yella Beezy able to. Barnes testified that he doesn't consider Yella Beezy a drill rapper until this case. Barnes said he went through 7 albums of Yella Beezy to build connection to the case. I'm looking for things to find a specific timeline around this feud. Barnes testified that no one would consider Yella Beezy a drill rapper. Barnes testified he came across the song Gassed Up through text message in November 2023. Barnes testified he has no knowledge of when the song was originally created by Yella Beezy. He also testified that Yella Beezy was not on Trap Boy Freddy's songs Shirt, Hypocrite, or Laugh Now, all released after Mo3 passed. He testified the version of Take 3 sent to Jerry Johnson by Yella Beezy was different from Yella Beezy freestyle on LA Leakers. Barnes testified he doesn't know when Yella Beezy created Take 3. Defense ends and it's redirect with Barnes, the prosecution, and defense rest and close. Court adjourned until Tuesday, 9 a.m. We just tried something different because I figured y'all would like that, man. You know, put the songs in instead of seeing these teeth in this big ass nostril, right? So here's what we can take away from this. Yella Beezy is not street as he portrays to be. He did too much talking to detectives in times where he shouldn't have said shit. We just gonna be fair, square, obvious, and honest. Trap Boy Freddy is actually thugging, but when it boils down to it, actions are everything. All the damn songs done by Trap Boy Freddy don't mean a damn thing. Now, he could get arrested, and that's what the freaking prosecution was saying, like, hey, bro, yeah, you know, he could get arrested. Statute of limitations on murder. So if we keep on digging and we find the right people and all this stuff, Trap Boy Freddy will be arrested too. But I don't think Trap Boy Freddy would be stupid enough to make all these stupid ass diss songs. Not saying that they're trash or anything, but they're pretty damn dumb when y'all think about it because somebody died. But then again, if you had nothing to do with it, I don't see no problem with rapping about it any damn ways. Who do we got? Freaking Young and Ace. He had nothing to do with Julio Fulio getting killed, but he definitely damn sure dropped a goddamn bag on that shit as far as doing the music video. But what does this lead us to, Nash? Why didn't you interrupt? Because I wanted y'all to live the whole entire experience to see how stupid this shit is. They got into it. Every rapper who raps gets into it for the money. So the money is why y'all got into it. The ego is why y'all lives have changed forever. Mo3 is not here. It is highly possible. I'm saying like 51%, 52% that Yella Beezy ass could be sitting in prison for the rest of his life. Those lyrics are insane, but they're not enough to say you killed somebody. Nah. And I'm going to be honest, the judge is going to admit it. When in all fairness, I think that she shouldn't because they asked, they simply asked, they said, yo, hey, bro, this right here is a song that was created that we don't know when. So to me, if you can't tell me when this was created, you shouldn't be able to bring it in, but it's not going to matter because it all paints the illustration. Now, he said he got a snitch, and it seemed like Kawan White ain't the person who's telling. Be honest. It doesn't seem like Kawan White is the one who's a snitch. But Devin Brown, definitely. I think it's another person in there too, for sure. So those two, in my opinion, based off of what the detective said, they flipped. But they're going to need text messages. They're going to need proof, not phone calls and all that crap. We're going to need business transactions, aka going to the bank, seeing withdrawals and all this shit or something. Because if all you have is he said, yeah, it's a bag on his head and all this shit, that's not enough. You can be convicted on hearsay. It happened to Scott Peterson. You can be convicted on hearsay. If you're from California, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the Scott Peterson and Lacey Peterson murders. If not, bro, the 90s was crazy. So there's that part. But this was a win for the prosecution. It was. That detective said, I listened to 7 albums, and this is what I got. So, y'all, let me know your thoughts on this one. Like, once again, if y'all like these kind of videos where I just put, because I didn't want to put all the songs in there. I thought it would have been monotonous. But either way it goes, yeah, y'all let me know if y'all like this shit, because I think y'all do. You know what I mean? But click right here, though, to see how Boozy Badass just dropped his attorney because shit heating up in Houston. Right down there, goddamn, what is that, the 35, 45? No, that'd be the 35. 45 is, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Boosie, serious shit right here. Click right here or click right here for the playlist, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Y'all come back now, you hear?